Hi, this is Melanie back with some very busy bees. It's been almost 3 days since we released the queen, and hopefully she's been very busy laying eggs. The bees themselves have been making cells, which we call honeycomb, but they've been making cells that look like this. You see that? Each little cell is like a container that the bees place things in. They can place all sorts of things, whether it's an egg to make a baby, or pollen, or nectar, whatever they want to put in there, they make cells. And hopefully she's been laying eggs. And the eggs are teeny tiny. They look like a grain of rice. That's one thing that people say they look like, but they're also actually a little smaller than rice. Those eggs will stay eggs for 3 days, and then they'll turn into these larvae. They look like little worms. That's the baby bees. That's when they actually need fed. The worker bees will mix the pollen that you see coming in and nectar together to make a bee bread to feed those babies, and they'll feed them for 5 days while they're larvae, and then they will become what we call pupae, and they're capped little cells. They'll put a capping over the top and make those cells all close together, and it'll be like a butterfly in a cocoon, where that little larva goes through the transformation of becoming a baby bee. So that takes, for a worker bee, they come out, they hatch at day 21. A queen actually hatches at day 16. They're pretty quick at making queens. And the males, which are the bigger bees, you might see some of those coming in and out, they hatch at day 24. They're in there the longest. But most of the eggs will become worker bees, and they will hatch at day 21. If you watch, there's lots of pollen coming in because they know that those little eggs that are in there are about to become larvae, and they're going to need some food. They've been working hard, getting everything they can to get ready for the babies. I see a whole lot of pollen coming in. You watch the back legs and you look for little bits of color, and that'll be the pollen. Oh, there's one with yellow. There's another one with yellow. They have to visit lots and lots of flowers to get full pollen baskets, which is good for the bees because they're feeding their babies, and it's good for the flowers because without these bees going from flower to flower to flower to get nectar and pollen, our fruits and vegetables wouldn't be pollinated, which is how they actually make fruits and vegetables. You see this big one coming in? That's a male right there that just landed. It's got big old eyes, looks different than the rest. That's a male. The queen is also bigger, but she's a little different looking. She's more long, narrow. She's got a big old long abdomen or thorax, and that's how we recognize that she's the queen. Most of the bees in the hive are workers, and they work really, really hard. There's some pollen coming in on one. If she can land it. It's not really that windy, but bees sometimes take their time landing. I hope you've enjoyed learning about bees. Thanks so much. Keep learning, okay?